Second Cup is brought to you by Roswell Park Comprehensive Care Center.
Good morning.
Edward.
Thank God it's almost Friday.
I am going to tell you, she probably did that on purpose because you annoyed her.
Well, hello.
The music is playing. He's going, what are we doing? We pop right up again.
Anyway.
Good morning, everybody.
I was just looking. I posted a new TikTok, so I just wanted to see what was going on.
I was telling Ed, I think his hair looks a little different today.
But I don't understand what.
Turn that way. Oh, you can't really see it here. It just looks different from my view when I turn sideways. I don't know, like a little higher.
You know what they say.
I know what they say.
Taller the hair, closer to God. Good morning, everyone. It's 8 o'clock on the start of a Thursday. Thanks so much for checking out Second Cup. We appreciate you. Aunt Linda's here. Do you think I have pillow head? I shower
No,
every
I don't
morning.
think it's pillow head. I think it just for some reason looks a little different. I think maybe you sat down at your desk and did something like this, and then it just looks different than it did before.
Interesting. I'll tell you, I don't like showering the night before and then waking up and going right to work.
I do. That's what I do. But if you were a girl, you would do that too.
Yeah, but
or a man with longer hair, because just drying my hair in the morning is not happening.
Okay, but I have a question. I feel like I wake up super sweaty in the morning, like gross from overnight.
No.
You don't? You don't
we
sweat
run
overnight?
Totally different. No.
Okay.
I've got blankets piled on me. I've got a heating pad.
I think that's the problem.
I've got a dog next to me.
Oh my God, I would die.
A husband to the side of the dog. The dog sneaks himself in the middle.
That's kind of my point, right? Like, yeah, you need to be fresh in the morning. So I love even just getting in the shower.
Sweat at night, guys.
Oh my God, I do.
I mean, at least not yet.
Thank you, Aunt Linda.
No, yeah, thank you, Linda. It looks a little different today. No, I always shower at night. Well, I used to shower in the morning, but then I started this shift. And honestly, it's too much for me to take the shower, let my hair kind of air dry a little bit, dry my hair. It's too much. So now I shower at night. I dry my hair, but I don't style it. And then I just style it in the morning.
Okay, fair enough.
And I'll throw like today through some like dry shampoo in it to give it a little zhuzh, and then.
Connie, this is true. This is not a lie.
I know, right? No, and I don't sweat at night.
Oh my God, I do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know that I'm in a REM sleep when I wake up and I'm just like drenched.
No.
Crazy. Hi, MB. Good
very,
morning.
very rarely happens to me.
My mom is here as well. Yes, Michael Schwartz is indeed leaving. He's going to be our special guest tomorrow on Second Cup.
We're going to miss him because, so like the setup here, actually, if I do this is our setup. Ed sits across from me in the newsroom and Michael sits there.
Next to me.
Next to Ed. So I look up and I see both of them. And then
you so lucky?
Then I have Taylor Anthony right over here, the little cutie patootie. I love her. But it's going to be so different.
I know. So we love Michael, and Michael is very, very talented, obviously. And you've seen that. We know it. It's going to be a loss for us, that's for sure. And oh my God, I know. I love ragging on Michael. I love giving him a hard time because he's like a brother from another mother.
You know what though? Good for him. He will let him share where he's going, what he's doing, what his plans are.
They're exciting.
But good for him. He's following his dreams, which is good.
So good for him. We're very happy for him, but we'll let him say goodbye. I love roasting him on TV. I call him that little weasel because he's always finding his way into.
You should hear what we call you.
Well, I'm sure of it. He's always finding his way into the best assignments. Always. Whether it's on the field with the Bills or finding himself on the network somehow. Always.
It's because he knows how to do TV.
I know. He's great.
He knows how to do TV. Does a great job. I love Michael too.
You too.
And he's got a dog, and our dogs went to doggy daycare together. And then his dog would come over and play around in the backyard with my dog, which was just fun to let them run around like little Dumbos. And they would, because they're both big dogs, so they could just do big dog things. Although I will say Taylor Epps would bring her little dog over too, and her dog was little, but boy, did she keep up.
I mean, she's not slow.
She's not timid either. No. And then if she got annoyed by the big dog, she would go under a car, and they couldn't get to her. Smart.
She's like a little hot dog.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so cute.
Okay, so let's talk what's going on in the news this morning. This is kind of interesting. And, I think this is what I was posting before on my TikTok and on my Instagram. And I guess there were questions about the investigation. Was something not done properly? Did they follow the rules?
So we're talking about the police officer in Buffalo.
In the investigation into the Lance Woods case. This is the Buffalo police officer who's accused of shooting and killing his wife at their home in Sanborn. Here he is, right after he was arraigned on those charges in Lewiston court. And now a Buffalo police captain is suspended in connection to the investigation into Woods.
So one thing we will say to the credit of Buffalo Police here and the administration really is they laid out a timeline, which I think is really important when you're dealing with this. And perhaps it's even more important in this case when the person that you're, accusing of something was a trusted public servant.
Right. So the Buffalo police captain apparently met with Woods at the police station before he was arrested the same day that he's accused of shooting and killing his wife. Now, the question is, did she or did that person do something wrong? Did that Buffalo police captain follow the rules in, notifying chain of command? Because at the end of the day, when you look at the timeline that Buffalo police put out, Woods was let go.
Well, there was a significant amount of time too between the time that what allegedly happened,
right,
and he was taken into custody.
So big questions here, right? Because he was let go about 8 p.m. He left the police station with his 2 kids, who, by the way, were there with him, and then he was arrested early Sunday morning.
And here's something that I do think is important to just note before we try to demonize this police captain or say X, Y, and Z. This investigation's happening too, because you have to also realize they're dealing with sensitive information.
The AG is now investigating.
Obviously, right. So this will be investigated, but there may have been no malintent here. It may have just been the procedure wasn't followed. It may not have been like anything malicious.
And we don't know.
We certainly don't, right? So that's what the investigation will show. It's important to look into this kind of stuff. We're looking at this timeline. There are some questions here, but it may have been, this person thought they were doing the right thing, or you know what I mean? Like, didn't
know all of the facts.
Didn't know all the facts, thought they were doing the right thing, thought that what they were doing might help versus hinder something. So it's just important, you let them investigate and kind of figure it out. But at the same time, I'm glad they're being transparent about what's happening.
Well, and let's call that for what it is also. First, Julie, what a horrible thing. If he shot his wife, he's going to regret that for the rest of his life. It's so sad. Yet innocent until proven guilty, of course, but that's what the accusation is. Buffalo Mayor Sean Ryan comes in and, he is pledging to be the most transparent mayor. And, let me just kind of walk through this for a second. Prior to him becoming mayor, and I'll put this out there on the record, I think as a journalist, I was tough on him because as a candidate, I think you need to be. And I think that as a reporter, there are very important questions that need to be asked. So was I critical? Perhaps. Was I critical of all of the candidates? Absolutely. Was I critical of Chris Scanlon? Absolutely. But in reporting fact and in reporting the stuff that happens around all of these people, sometimes you have to be critical. Now, on the flip side, to his credit, Sean Ryan is truly giving people what they want in terms of the information. He is lifting the curtain and saying, this is what's going on in your city government.
So one thing that is to note is that the interim police commissioner did come out and say, in the spirit of transparency, which is something that is important to this administration, here's what we're letting people know about this case. And so again, especially because you're dealing with, this wouldn't happen and you don't need this kind of information for every single case that's happening out there. But this was a police officer. This was somebody paid by your tax dollars. This was somebody who is entrusted with public safety. So in this case, it is really important that the city and the department be really transparent.
And you've got to believe that they're doing what they can. I had a good conversation yesterday with Ian Ott, who is one of the spokespeople. He's the chief communications director for the mayor. And, it would not have been that way under previous administrations. It was damn near impossible to get any information under Byron Brown's leadership. Chris Scanlon was obviously running for re-election, wanted to win, and it was a little bit difficult to get information from him. But to their credit, they're doing something that I think many people have been begging for in terms of seeing what's actually happening. We know there's a budget deficit. We know there are problems with money that's not being spent. And now, to fulfill that promise of transparency that he ran on, we are now getting information about some perhaps impropriety that is going on within the investigation.
So, we'll let that investigation play out and kind of see where that leads. Again, just an investigation right now.
Needless to say, Woods still locked up this morning. He's accused of murder. He's suspended from the department without pay, while this Buffalo police captain is suspended with pay.
Do you want to play what the interim?
Yeah. Craig Macy, here's what he had to say.
To indicate that there are certain things that were not followed. The magnitude of those will come out in the investigation. It could be anywhere from professionalism to just basic manual of procedures violations. We do have some information that would lead us to believe that there is some rules and regulations that might not have been followed, but I will let that investigation play out.
Okay.
Fair.
And what Ian Ott told me was that they are trying to navigate, in the spirit of transparency through what they can say and what they can't say.
Sure.
Because the Attorney General's office, the State Attorney General's office, is also part of this investigation.
Right. So they investigate anything that has to deal with police officers.
Right. So we'll find out what happens with each of these investigations. I did, also in the spirit of transparency here, try and get some information about Lance Woods. And his time in the Buffalo Police Department, his discipline record. What I found out, though, is even though I got the discipline card, his discipline card does not show any discipline in connection to this event, even though he was supposedly charged with internal charges on the 16th. This document is dated the 17th. There's no record of that. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I also did request information for this Buffalo Police captain's discipline record, and I'm yet to hear back.
Here's the other thing, though. I will say on the 19th, just knowing how things go, maybe it takes a couple of days. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know how the system works.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll keep you posted.
Okay. So we had a couple other things we want to talk about today. What do you want to hit first?
How about, okay, this is a fun one. Let's talk about the hotels first.
Hotels first, and then we'll round it out with the
fun stuff.
The fun stuff. All right. So we always talk about the hotel situation in Buffalo, specifically because...
Wait, hold on. Can I just bring this comment up? Because I think it's important to highlight this voice. Noreen says, I was pulling for Chris Scanlon and wasn't fond of Ryan, but I think he's doing a great job so far. So I was wrong about him. Hope he can keep it up.
Sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
Good. So we talk about a lot about hotels in the city of Buffalo, specifically because I feel like every day when we come into work, we look at one.
The Adams Mark, the Buffalo Grand Hotel.
The former Adams Mark, yeah, that is just falling apart. And it's right across from our parking lot, and you look at it every single day, and you're like, ugh, because it's just an eyesore.
Well, and you know what drives me nuts about the hotel?
And this is me as a Buffalo citizen.
Right.
Can we do something with this, please?
Thank you. And then
it's frustrating.
I put myself in the shoes of a tourist.
Yeah.
Right. I'm coming to Buffalo.
Yeah. Coming down the 190. Here's the city.
Okay. Well, so I'm coming down the 190, driving past the hotel, and I see this crap hole. And, it's
because you get a great shot of the city as you're coming in, and you just pass it.
But then take a look at the upper floors, and then you see windows broken, and you see curtains flying and flopping in the wind. It's awful, and this is not a welcoming sight for people who are coming to our beautiful city.
So the person who owns it, Harry Stinson, repeatedly says he's working to get basically the financing, the funding to move forward with this. We know the city of Buffalo has been trying to get their hands on that hotel. And now Sean Ryan was saying they're giving them 90 days. They've got to check in every 30 days. And after that, we're going to move forward here.
I like what he said. Trust, but verify.
100%. Yes. So they're checking in every 30 days, going to see what happens here. The thing that frustrates me is that when anything starts to go through a legal process, it just usually takes so much time. You just hate to see that happen. But the long and short of it is travel experts and the people who are trying to bring in business to Buffalo are saying we need more hotel rooms because we are not able to get some of these great events because we don't have places for people to stay.
Well, and it's not just the hotel or the fact that they're passing on us. It's the fact that the city of Buffalo is losing potentially tens of millions of dollars.
Millions.
So JJ, good morning to you. Nothing is downtown to require another hotel, he says. Lisa says, I think some shopping stores would make the difference, not a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem is that we actually need the hotel stock.
So here's the funny thing is that a lot of people are saying, do we really need a hotel? Do we really need a hotel? Well, I think those are those of us who are living here who probably don't stay downtown at hotels very often. But what we're trying to do is get these big events to our area and bring in the dollars that come along with them.
It's the attraction. It's the idea that without this kind of housing, for lack of a better term, we don't have the infrastructure to bring these people, these conferences, these,
for example,
big things to town.
Let's make up a conference. It's the Shoemakers Convention. This is something I'm making up. We can't get them because there's, I don't know, X thousands of shoemakers and we need this many hotels. So you and I wouldn't know about a convention like this. Copies, we wouldn't know about a convention like this, but the people who are working in this industry are like, no, we're missing out on, for example, these shoemakers. Fill in the blank with whatever you want to say.
That's what we heard from the mayor is at the state Democratic Convention. He tried to get that
There's
here.
an example, perfect.
And they passed on us because they don't have enough space. Sorry, I had a chia seed stuck in my teeth and it just fell out. Paula
But you know what I'm saying? Like, these are things we might not be aware of. We might feel like, oh, we don't need a hotel, but the experts are saying we do.
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
Paula says that hotel had a fire. What happened with the insurance? I know it's a slow process, but did they ever pay up on the policy? Who knows? The question, that's a big question. And Stinson is saying that there is definitely going to be money coming his way. But he said that for years now.
Yeah.
Jeanette says, yes, shoes of a tourist.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
When I do that, I get really disgusted with our city. I agree. I get that. I'm right there with you and wouldn't want to visit here if I had just to pick a city that would be fun to go to for a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Carmen says the city and town should stop allowing owners to live out of state, owning property and being slumlords with no restrictions or contacts immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Connie, I think there is need, especially if they ever want the NFL to do something in Buffalo. That's a great point.
See, and Deshaun, your comment makes me sad. Who's coming to the Queen City? Buffalo's finished. Get on New York State. We want people here. Like, we want to bring in those dollars. We want to bring in that money, and bringing in the people and bringing in these events is how you get that economy rolling.
But look, okay, so let's call a spade here. You can be critical of Buffalo. You can be critical of the government. And I think that in my case, you can be critical as a reporter because you see things that need to be fixed. But why are we critical here? And it's because we love this place.
Yeah.
We love this community. We love being part of the city of good neighbors.
And it's when your city's thriving, it's so much better.
Right? And you want it to succeed.
Yeah.
That's why we're critical. Because we know so much more is possible here. So much more can be done. And so the limit is endless when we actually put our mind to it and think outside the box.
I'm trying to think of, like, in the course of us, let's say, being here, reporting, living here, whatever, what are some of the, like, biggest events that we've seen come into town?
Oh gosh, events? I mean, March Madness, the NHL Combine is coming, the draft rather. I mean, the Combine is likely coming to Buffalo at some point.
I'm trying to think of, like, over the years, what have been some of the really big ones? And like,
not the Combine.
Yeah, I mean, March Madness is huge always, right? That's really exciting. And sometimes we get these big conventions, but we just, because remember, they gave the convention center a little bit of a facelift too, because they were like, we need some stuff to happen over here.
Well, and then there was Mark Croce, prior to his death, may his memory be a blessing, who said that he wanted to build a bridge basically between the Statler and the convention center and to make the Statler hotel room so that people would have no problem getting there.
I got to tell you, the Statler's another one too. That is the coolest building.
Sure.
We're utilizing like 2 to 3 floors of it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand it would take multi-millions, if not more, to get it up to snuff. But like, that's another huge piece of land right across from the convention center.
What is Doug Jamal doing with that? And, to his credit, he brought it back up online. But more obviously needs to be done. I think it comes down to dollars and cents. Does he have the money? Can he get the funding to get this happening?
Yeah,
right.
Because it's the same thing. Like, we've seen what it looks like in there.
Oh, yeah.
Not good.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
it's like pigeons.
And when I first moved here, again, 15 years ago, the Statler was, the biggest eyesore, right? It was not functioning. But I remember going up to the 19th floor in the Statler, and they let you tour basically the ghost of the Statler.
So cool.
And seeing what was up there, bricks falling down and crazy things, but they had just started to like renovate.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. And I thought this was so cool of Buffalo.
Yeah.
The thought that this could be something one day, like that inspired me.
Yeah.
But to see 15 years later where it is, I'm like,
I
okay,
know.
let's get this moving.
Well, and the bottom's beautiful.
Right, sure.
And the events there are fantastic. Like I've been to a number of weddings there. We've been to events there. Like it's a great spot.
Joe says exactly. I've done ghost tours there. It's all torn apart.
I know.
Torn apart inside. Exactly.
Yeah.
I know the renovations are still going. Heather says when people come in for a Bills game and they're from the opposing team, there needs to be more places for them to stay. Other teams' fans travel like the Bills Mafia. I know, and that's the point, right? So that's what this report says.
Yes.
And that's the period at the end of the sentence. Hi, Sam.
Sal says if we aren't giving these organizations the opportunities to host in Buffalo, the negative comments will never change.
Correct.
With the infrastructure inoperable and underdeveloped, we simply can't make the change. 100%. You want people to come here to see what we have to offer, but we need to have the things to offer.
It's almost like you have to build it first.
Yes.
Build it, they will come. I have said this for so long. Put housing downtown. Build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Put a grocery store downtown. Build it, they will come. Great question.
My mom wondering if Doug Jamal has overextended.
What do you think the answer is? I'm going to put it back on you, MB.
Well, it's just so hard to see like so many. Don't get me wrong. He came in and started doing things, which you need somebody to do. But you want to see completions. You want to see things finished. I guess Hotel Henry, which
he
Richardson,
sold.
But it's now sold. But he did do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Crystal, if you build it, they will come for certain. JJ saying nothing with the AME is building. I know that's been sitting there for years and years.
Yeah, Joe saying Doug Jamal sold a lot of his profile.
Howard built a grocery store. They will come. They did, but no one came see. But that was different. I think it's not like that wasn't a real grocery store. We're talking about. Thank you. That wasn't like an actual grocery store. I'm talking like a Tops or a Wegmans, or even an Aldi. Like that I think an Aldi would be perfect down there because look, when you talk about how some parts of downtown Buffalo and the east side are supermarket deserts, that can only help.
Yeah. It's hard because, let's see here.
Your mom, MB, yes, I think yes. Doug Jamal overextended himself. He now owns a lot of property, but projects are not being completed.
So.
Exactly, Jeanette.
I'm thinking, I'll never thrive down there. Yeah. So here's the one thing that I like think about when we think about a grocery store. You go to the grocery store that's closest to you.
Correct.
Do we have enough people living down here right now?
I think if we were considering the opportunity, maybe not.
We needed to do it a while ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, we needed to do it in conjunction because now people are leaving the city.
Correct. And I think though, if it were on a bus route or it was someplace that is easily accessible, that's the key.
Yeah.
Because when you consider the idea of people who are unable to afford a car or travel or who walk places.
Because you've got the Aldi on Broadway, Main Street, Elmwood. So like nothing really here. But then I look at the downtown chunk of Buffalo and I'm like, again, there's not the people there. So I don't know. And then we built so many expensive apartments.
Expensive to us. Is it market rate? Maybe.
I know, but they're expensive.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I know. So anyway, that's kind of where things sit right now. Speaking of food and grocery stores.
Yep.
Is a boneless wing a chicken wing?
Oh, is that the story we're going to do? I want to do the casino
Okay, let's do that one then. We'll switch gears.
I just thought the casino one was funny because...
Okay, introduce it.
Okay, so you guys remember Jenna, who used to...
Jenna!
The morning show. So she saw this story and sent it.
It's a good talker.
Okay, it's a what would you do? Apparently, at a casino, not a local one. Somebody came across a voucher, right? So out of a slot machine, whatever,
You get those like little receipts with your winnings.
for $13,000 they found on the ground.
What would you do? What would you do if you found this voucher with $13,000 attached to it on the ground by your slot machine? Do you cash that voucher in, or do you, I forgot, or do you return it and say, I'm doing the right thing here?
Okay, stand by, because we really quick need to do a cut in. Also,
got
one of
15
these things is
seconds.
legal and one of these things is not legal.
Oh, okay.
Like, let's be clear. You can't just make up your mind.
Put your thoughts in the comments. Hi, everyone. Good morning. E27 on the start of your Thursday. A Buffalo police captain now suspended with pay as part of the investigation into Buffalo police officer Lance Woods, who is locked up, accused of shooting and killing his wife, 35-year-old Alexis Skochilas, in their Sanborn home on Valentine's Day. Police not releasing the captain's name, but sources have told me who this person is. I've requested access to that captain's discipline documents and those connected to Woods. I'll keep you posted as the investigation continues.
For the third day in a row, no work is being done at the new Bills Stadium as police are still searching for the person responsible for graffiti found there. And now we've learned a $100,000 reward's being offered for information that leads to the arrest of the person responsible. Work suspended again today, but it's supposed to resume tomorrow.
An Amherst police detective is facing up to a year behind bars and a $100,000 fine after pleading guilty to impeding or interfering with an FBI investigation. 51-year-old Gregory Trotter of Williamsville pleading guilty to a misdemeanor charge stemming from a 2022 interview with the FBI about his connection to former strip club owner Peter Drace. Trotter will be sentenced in May.
Okay, we're going to take a look at the weather for the next day. Here's your 7-day forecast. We'll look at the 40s for Thursday and Friday. Saturday brings us down into the 30s.
Let me show you what it looks like outside right now, where the radar meets reality as we track traffic. Beautiful music. I don't know what this is.
Counting in music.
This is the 190 near Hamburg Street. You can see traffic moving smoothly to start this Thursday. We should point out it is super slippery out there, so make sure you're leaving yourself a couple of extra seconds to start the day. Walk like a penguin. Aaron is tracking that 7 weather forecast for us this morning, and he will have more after this. Okay, sorry about that. I thought Aaron had recorded something and that you were counting us down to Aaron. I apologize.
I was listening to them talk to. Sorry. Anyway,
Aaron is actually dealing with his flooded basement right now, so he's not here. Full transparency.
Poor guy. Yeah. So we're filling in on weather. Okay, so a lot of people obviously know what's going on here. They're like, listen, there's cameras. You got to turn it in because there's cameras. Somebody said they donate.
Okay,
like let's say realistically, one thing wasn't illegal to do, because I'm pretty sure it's illegal to keep something that's not yours like that.
Yeah, it's called stolen property.
I would never be able to do that, even if it was. I'd have to turn it in.
The bishop might come after you.
And you don't want that.
Okay, so thank you, Paul. I'm pretty sure you can potentially get arrested for turning in a ticket that isn't yours.
Right, exactly. But I just thought, our Jenna found this story and she's like, we got to talk about this in the second cup, because this person apparently turned in the voucher and got like $50 from the casino.
A good thing.
What if you turn that into $13,000?
There we go.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get the show on the road here. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate you. And we'll see you right back here tomorrow for Friday.
All right.